you guys, welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Lala's Grain. Thanks so much for stopping on by. So you guys, for today's video, I'm so excited. Today, we're gonna be talking about Juvia's Place. Now, I love Juvia's Place. I feel like they're just so affordable. The quality of the products are great. And it's a Black-owned brand. And I just love what the brand releases. Like, I just really love the brand. I'm so happy. Like, I don't know why, but Juvia's Place to me is such like a happy brand. Like, I get happy when I have to use their products. So Juvia's Place just recently released the Bronze collection. And as of recently, they just released the Blush collection. I feel like they're on a roll with these releases. But I do think that they are well thought out releases. So what I have in front of me today is the Bronze collection, you guys. So I got the eyeshadow palette. I got 2 different shades of the bronzers. I really do like their lipsticks. I did pick up all 3 of the shades that they released for this collection. And their lip liner, Cola, is like my favorite lip liner. And I really wanted to try out the new one that they released, and it's called Brownie. And Cola is of course sold out, so I went ahead and I picked up 2 of Brownie. Brownie's supposed to be a shade darker than Cola. It's supposed to be like a dark brown shade, so I'm so excited to try these out. So the stars of this collection are the Bronze Duos. Now, she's got 5 different shades that she released. Each one retails for $18. Look at the artwork on the packaging. Always so gorgeous. So let's take a look at dark first. I did go ahead and pick up 2 different shades because I wasn't sure exactly which shade would be best for me. So this right here is dark, and she even included mirrors in the palettes. Oh my goodness. Now, I was really interested to see that with this collection, and the structure of the packaging feels really good, and I love the artwork again. And this one right here is deep dark. So I definitely want to go ahead and swatch these out. I'm so excited. So I'm going to first start off with dark. So the first 2 right here, they are from the dark palette, and then the last 2 are from the deep dark. Now, the point of bronzers, right, is really to warm up the skin. Some people use bronzers as a contour. I have before, but I've done that with darker shade bronzers. But when I use a bronzer, I want to bring that warmth back to my skin to even add more dimension. That way I just don't look so flat. So this shade right here, I could probably use this first shade right here as a blush, actually. Then the second shade and the third shade I could use as bronzers. They'll both warm up my skin. And then the very last shade, if I wanted to use it as a contour, then I would use the 4th shade. So I'm really in between both the dark and the deep dark palette. So I'm actually glad that I got both. In this collection, there are 3 liquid lipsticks. Each one on its own retails for $10, or you can get a bundle for $27. And the lip liner Brownie retails for $10. The Bronze palette is a 6-pan palette, and this retails for $14. And for foundation, I want to use Juvia's Place. This is the I Am Magic foundation. And so this is the shade Kano and Kenya. So 200 and 150. And so I like to mix these shades because one is more golden and one is more red. So in wearing this foundation, I actually want to be a little bit more matte because I can get really oily with this foundation. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. So I like this primer because I feel like it does help to mattify. This primer is so affordable. It's only $9. You guys, this foundation is so full coverage. Like, oh my goodness. If you want everything covered, this foundation is it. As I was blending on my foundation, I was like, dang, I forgot to color correct. Color correct where? What? No reason. Like, look, it's so full coverage. Like, even my dark spot right here is like pretty much gone. I completely forgot. But anyways, it's pulling more red than I would like. And I think because I added a little bit too much of Kano than I normally would. And my undertone is, I mean, it's looking a little off, but it's not bad. I'll be able to fix it. And for my concealer, I'm going to use her concealer, and this is the shade number 9. And if you're looking for a real nice, easy, affordable concealer to use, this one is it. It's creamy and it's so easy to blend out. I like the way it's looking so far, but I want it to be just a little bit lighter under my eyes. So I'm gonna use shade number 11 in the concealer, which is actually lighter than shade number 9. So I purposely didn't apply any contour because I really want to see what this bronzer looks like on my skin. And then I was also thinking about using the darkest shade even as a contour. So I don't know, I really want to see what it looks like first as a bronzer. So I'm really torn between two shades. I don't know if I should use this bottom shade right here, or if I should use this top shade right here on the deep dark palette. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one shade on each cheek, that way you guys can see. I'm gonna start off with the dark palette. I'm gonna do that on the left side of my face. And I like to work in just a circular motion of applying bronzers and blush as well too. And I can see it starting to warm up my skin tone. I don't know if you guys can see, but let me go ahead and apply just a little bit more. And by the way, this is really pigmented. Like, I'm hoping this isn't too much on the brush, but let's see. Wow, that is beautiful. I'm in love with this shade already. Like, this shade is perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna apply a little bit more. No, I don't wanna get carried away. Okay, I'm gonna apply just a little bit more. I'm hoping that you guys can see, but this is the left side of my face, and then this is the right side that doesn't have any bronzer on yet. But this looks really good. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna apply any more just yet because I wanna see what the deep dark looks like. Now from the deep dark palette, I'm gonna use this top shade. I'm using a clean brush. I really wanna see how this looks. This shade right here. So they're both of a warm tone, right? They're both really nice and warm, but I would definitely say that this one is darker, which is expected because it's from the deep dark palette, but they are both applying so beautifully. Oh my goodness. I'm shocked. So I'm also shocked because one of my favorite bronzers is the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. And I love the way that is just so airbrushed on my skin. This is really airbrushed on my skin. And it's so much cheaper. Like, it looks so good. I'm actually quite shocked right now, you guys. Wow. All right, I want to apply a little bit more, which I know I probably don't need it, but I just want to see what it, even when you build it up, it looks good. So for the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with the darker shade from the dark palette. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting for it to be good, but this is great. Like, what? Okay. All right, so I really want to test out the darkest shade, and I just want to see what that would look like if I used it as a contour. Now, just keep in mind, typically what I would do is I would apply my contour first and then my bronzer on top, but I wanted to see what the bronzer just looked like on its own, simply because there's a lot of people who don't contour, they just want to bronze, and I'm actually one of them. Sometimes I just like to bronze, I don't even like to contour sometimes. But I'm going to take a clean brush, and I'm going to see what this looks like if I use the darkest shade as a contour. Okay, it is deeper, it's deepening. Wow, it's getting deeper, and this is beautiful. For $18 though? Goodness. Okay. I know I'm probably getting a little bit carried away, but I just want to deepen it a little bit more. I really want to take the lighter shade in the dark palette, and I want to focus that shade actually more on my cheeks as if I was going to use a blush. And I just want to see what it's going to look like, because I know somebody's going to ask the question. And I'm just focusing this right here. So as a blush for my skin tone, it's working. if you want like just a really nice, light, natural look and a flush of color to the cheeks, this is working. So on this cheek, I've applied it as a blush, and this one I haven't. Let's see, I might add it on here as well too. And by the way, I always like to blend my blushes into my bronzer, my contour, just to give me a more cohesive look. Looks good, it looks right. All right, let's move on to the eyeshadow palette because I will not finish this video if I keep talking about these bronzers. I swatched all of the 6 shades so that you guys can see what it looks like. So looking at this palette, I don't even know what look I want to come up with. I wish I had her eyeshadow primer, to be honest, because I would have loved to have used that lightest color with this apricot mango shade, only because that would have really made the shade pop more on my skin complexion. I'm definitely waiting for the restock, but in the meantime, I'll just have to work with what I have. But I'm just gonna take this shade right here on a big fluffy brush, and this is my Morphe M504. And I do wish this palette had a mirror, by the way, because I'm having to use the mirror that's in the bronzer palette. I just really love it when my eyeshadow palettes have a mirror. And I'm just gonna focus that color right in my crease area. And so far, to me, this color is really pulling off more orange. And I'm just blending this shadow right in the first third of my crease. This color is so pretty. I could just wear this color on its own. All right, so that color is concentrated right where I wanted it. I just wanted it right here, and that's perfect. This coral color right here is really attracting my eyes. Like, I want this color on my lid. I just want to put this color right here in my crease, and wow, that color is pigmented. What? Look at this. Oh my goodness, this color is gorgeous. Wow. And I'm gonna just lightly blend this color out. I mean, I really only had just a little bit on my brush. Wow, okay, so I just had another idea of what I want to do. I'm gonna go in with a more detailed blending brush. I'm gonna go back to that apricot mango shade. And now I want this just right here in the center. And I also want this just in my inner crease area. All right, so going back in with my MAC 217 brush, I'm just lightly blending those two together. I'm gonna do the same with my other eye and just focus this coral color right in the center of my crease. Now I wanna use this brown shade in the palette, the darker brown one, and I'm gonna take that on a clean blending brush, and I'm just gonna put this in the outer V, and I'm gonna blend this in. Wow. Wow, this is blending in so good. Now I'm gonna go in with the lightest brown shade in the palette, and I'm gonna use that just to blend in the outer edges of all these colors. And I'm using another clean blending brush, and this is my Morphe M513. This shade is really blending in nicely to the other shades. I feel like it's just diffusing the shadows even more. Oh, this is pretty. And I think it's so smart that they put this color in the palette because it just ties in with all the other colors so nicely. You can use it to blend it out, or for some people, if they just want a more neutral, natural bronze look, they could just go in with that shade and a shimmer, or just with this light brown shade and with the darker brown shade. And that would be it. Like, it would be so pretty. All right, so for my actual lid, I really want to try one of these shimmers. Now, I don't know if I want to try out the shimmer that's like more gold or the one that's more like a pinky rose gold. I think I want to do the one that is actually more gold. I'm gonna go with the one that's more gold. And I'm just gonna go right on my lid with that color. Wow, that is so pretty. love the shimmer shade on my eyes, and what I want to do next is I want to add color to my lower lash line. And I want to put that apricot mango shade on my lower lash line. Next is lips, and I went ahead and I swatched all of the liquid lipsticks for you guys as well as the liner so you could see. So the lip liner right here is called Brownie, and then the liquid lipsticks all start with bronzed. So you have bronzed toast, you have bronzed maple, and bronzed chestnut. And I think these shades are so pretty. So I'm so excited to try this liner out because I really like the liner called Cola. Yeah, this is definitely like a dark brown liner. And for this look, I really love all three of these colors, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with bronzed toast. I wanted to also try a new product, so I have the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist 4-in-1 spray. So this is supposed to hydrate your skin, prime, set, and refresh your skin. And it has niacinamide in it, so I'm really excited to see how this is going to work. And just looking at packaging, I think that it's just a really nice, clean and sleek packaging. But for me, I always want to make sure I have a really nice mist with my setting spray. So let's see what this is like. This is nice. So I love the fact that the mist is fine. And I like the fact that I can slowly push my finger down and the mist kind of just comes out. So I'm gonna use this to set my face. Now I'm just gonna take my sponge and just make sure that this is really worked into my skin nicely. So far, I do like this setting spray. I'm gonna try it out a few times just to see how I really feel about it. But just first impressions, I like it, and my skin does look nice and hydrated. All right, you guys, so for my final thoughts on the Juvia's Place Bronze Collection. So we're gonna start off with the star of the show, which are the bronze duos, right? So on the left side of my face, remember I applied from the dark palette, the bottom shade, and then on the right side of my face, I did apply the top bronzer shade on the right side. And I feel like the bronzer itself looks so good. It's so airbrushed, and for $18, like, I just think that there's such good quality. And the price point is so good. And I'm comparing this to my really expensive bronzer, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Bronzer, and that is $55. $55, and that's one shade. And that bronzer really performs well, but this performs great, like it really does. And it's $18 for two shades. I think I might even stock up on this because I really see myself using this in the future. And I love the fact that I was able to use it in multi-use ways, because this really dark shade, I use that as a powder contour, which I think looks magnificent. Like, I love the contour shade. It's perfect for my skin tone. Now, I know she just released her blush collection, and I don't know if I'm gonna pick that up. And only because oftentimes I like to use eyeshadows as blushes, or I just like to use makeup in multi-purpose ways, and I used one of the bronzer shades as a blush today, and it looks perfect. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick that collection up. As far as the eyeshadow palette, I do have pinky tone shades like that already in my collection, even from Juvia's Place, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that. But this bronze collection, I am so happy that I got it. These bronze duos are so amazing. All right, so let's move on to the eyeshadow palette. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but when I was off camera, I don't know why, but I just decided to use the 6th shade because I had already used 5 of the 6 shades. So I used the 6th shade, which was the rose gold shimmer shade, in my inner corner, and I just feel like it looks so pretty. So I used all 6 shades of this palette. This palette is a steal. It's 14 bucks. It looks beautiful. The colors, I feel like if you want something with a splash of color, you can. If you want to stay more neutral in the palette, you can just use the browns. And if you want to use a shimmer, you can use a pop of shimmer as well too. But this palette is great quality. Everything blended out so beautifully, and it was really easy on my eyes. Now, what was a surprise to me was this coral shade. I was not expecting that coral shade to pack as much of a punch that it did on my eyes. It's so pigmented, but it looks good. Now, I really do wish that this mango apricot shade that I could have gotten this a little bit lighter, but when I get the chance to pick up her primers, I'm definitely going to use a lighter color primer with this just to see what kind of color payoff I do get. Moving on to the lip liner, I mean, I'm sure you guys already know how I feel about the lip liner. It's 10 bucks, it's affordable, it's great. Like, I have her other liner called Cola, and I also have the red liner called Ruby, and now I have this one called Brownie. And yes, I purchased two because I'm sure this is going to be out of stock. Because to find a good liner that's cheap like this is hard. And I think it looks so good. Like, I love how I was able to blend it in with the lipstick. So initially, I thought these were matte liquid lipsticks, but they're not matte lipsticks. They're just liquid lipsticks. And with her other formula of the matte lipsticks, I did get that pulling feeling on my lips. With these, I'm not. The formula is really comfortable, and you can see that I was able to blend it out nicely into the liner just by blotting my lips. I didn't even have to use a lip brush. It was so easy. And I love the fact that they're mini, right? They're $10 a piece. And I like that because I'm not gonna go through a big tube of liquid lipstick. I don't think I've ever gone through a big tube of liquid lipstick, but the fact that these are mini, I think it's perfect. If you're going out, put it in your purse if you need to. It's just so nice and travel friendly. Honestly, you guys, this collection is a steal. Like, I love this collection, and I think that if you do purchase it, I don't think you'd be mad. I think you'd really enjoy it because one, price point is great. Two, the formula of the eyeshadow, the formula of the bronzers, like look at this. Look at the finish I got. The liquid lipsticks, all of the formulas are beautiful. Another thing that I love about Juvia's Place is that not only are they great quality, but they're so affordable, and they also cater to darker skin tones. I love the fact that it's a black-owned brand, and they think about, you know, all spectrums. Like, they released 5 different shades of this. I only have the last 2. There's 3 other shades. So they're a black-owned brand that caters to all, and I love that. And they're so affordable, from their foundation that is relatively cheap to their concealers to the lipsticks. Everything in this brand, everything that I'm wearing today is so affordable. So if you guys are interested in trying out this Juvia's Place Bronze collection, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts about it because if you can't tell, I really do love this collection and I do love this brand. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.